The Great War in Europe, World War I, transformed America into a key player on the world stage. It's sometimes called America's most forgotten war, despite the fact that the country suffered more casualties in the First World War than in the Second. Even though he'd campaigned on keeping the U.S. out of war, President Woodrow Wilson believed that this was a conflict that could not be avoided. On one of the hottest days of the year, we visited Fort Dix in Burlington County, New Jersey. The historic military base was celebrating its 100th birthday and the centennial of America's entry into World War I. Founded as Camp Dix in 1917 for the express purpose of training soldiers for the war in Europe, it was a fitting setting for a reading of the new play, A Year in the Trenches. This was the last in a series of readings done throughout the state before a full-stage production at East Lynne Theater Company in Cape May.
Send the word over there, that the Yanks are coming, the drums rum-tumming everywhere, so prepare, say a prayer.
I think the most dramatic stories, the most compelling and important stories, really are those that come out of the real past. And theater is such a great and immediate medium, I think, for telling some of those stories.
It's not their fault. They're French telephone operators, not American. Well, I'm certainly going to try.
Banker!
I gotta go, Millie. I'll call you later.
What do you think you're doing? You know I can fire you for taking a personal call on the job.
Well, Mr. Thompson, that's quite a relief because it will save me the time from quitting.
Quitting? Now, just a second, Grace. I wasn't really going to fire you. You're one of the best operators we have.
Which is exactly why my skills are needed in France.
France? Oh, not you two.
Oh, yes, Mr. Thompson. Me and every able-bodied telephone operator must at least apply. You yourself called me one of the best telephone operators AT&T has ever had.
All right, let's say you're chosen. What do you do when there are bombs going off all around you?
I'll talk louder.
There's just so much I didn't realize, especially in terms of the way women were involved with World War I. I had no idea that women went over and were doing things besides just being nurses. You know, they were setting up aid societies and being the hello girls, just very active roles.
Grace Banker happened to be the head of all the hello girls who were sent over to France. They were the ones that could translate French into German, German into French, and French into English. They needed such people over there because a lot of the troops couldn't speak to each other. And they became very important on the headsets, giving communication back and forth. And Grace from New Jersey was head of that.
Oui, Lieutenant. 33, Nord-Ouest. Don Samuel. Allemand. Moins de minutes. Oui. Field Marshal, this is Chief Operator Banker. The coordinates are 33 degrees northwest. Heavy artillery coming in from St. Neil. A German observation balloon was spotted 2 miles from the front. The air...
Fire!
0300...
Get out! The building is in flames!
Hours! I know it's too late, but the shelling has strengthened. If they go up now, they'll be shot down in less than a minute. Why did you do that?
The building's on fire!
Then put it out. Can't you see we're working?
Get out, now!
Fine, but be quick. Someone has to answer these phones.
The play features many overlapping storylines, all based on the lives of New Jerseyans who served in World War I. One of the central characters is Charles Edward Dilkes.
So my father, Charles Edward Dilkes, was a combat engineer in World War I. Before a battle, he would actually prepare the terrain for battle. But then once the battle began, he would then pick up a rifle and be a combat soldier in the battle.
Education?
Georgetown University.
And you want to serve in the 1st Division of Engineers?
Yes, sir.
Experience with a rifle?
None whatsoever.
You think you can repair bridges and lay barbed wire while German shells are exploding around you and bullets fly past you?
I hope so, sir.
So do I. Welcome aboard.
Thank you, sir.
Next!
Dilkes' book, Remembering World War I, An Engineer's Diary of the War, was a major inspiration for playwright James Rana.
No experience with a gun, never been on a horse before. And, you know, very intelligent person, and he gave us this record of what he experienced. It's a gift. All these characters in A Year in the Trenches, these are actual people. So many people made a huge sacrifice. And that, in my opinion, needs to be remembered.